Hello and welcome to yet another YouTube video here on this channel. If you're new, I talk about productivity, mental health, and what I call mindful productivity. But in today's YouTube video, I'm going to tackle two problems that a lot of us might fall into. The first one is what I call a write-off day, and the second one is about changing productivity apps and hoping that it will fix all of your problems when you feel overwhelmed. So let's start off with the first one. I have this idea I call write-off days, where I write off the whole entire day and I don't care about the fact that I wasn't able to accomplish anything, or I have fallen behind on my goals or my deadlines, or the fact that I just couldn't do anything. It's okay. I just write that day off because there is something really good and something really fun about checking off things from your to-do list. If you have a longer to-do list, or even if you do calendar blocking, and seeing that you can check off every single thing and you feel accomplished, you feel like you've done something, and you can do all of the preparation you want. You can plan as much as you want. You can spend as much time you want to reflect on what went wrong, what could you have done better in order to accomplish all of the things on your to-do list. But the one thing you can't plan for, the one thing you can't fix, is the fact that you are human, and as humans we have bad days. It is unfortunate. No one wants to have a bad day, but we do. We have bad days. It is that simple. You will have a day where you feel like you can't do anything. You will have a day when you are tired and your body, your brain, it just doesn't work properly. And those days I like to call write-off days, because I can't plan for them. I can't decide when I've got a bad day, and how many bad days or how many of these write-off days we have is highly dependent on how you are as a person and who you are. In my case, I tend to have a few of them since I struggle a bit with mental health. So I tend to get tired and I have days where I can't accomplish anything at all, and I just write them off. I do not care about the fact that I have fallen behind on my goals. A good example is this Friday I didn't publish a YouTube video, and that was simply because I was just too tired to do it. There has been a lot going on, a lot at work, a lot after work as well, with the YouTube channel, with the clothing brand. There has been too much to do, and I just write that day off. It doesn't matter that I wasn't able to accomplish anything, because if you end up punishing yourself for having a bad day, it will ruin your productivity in the long run. You will end up getting burnt out if you spend too much time judging yourself, being angry with yourself for not accomplishing everything you wanted to do. And there is also over planning, or planning too many tasks in one day. We only have 24 hours every single day. On those hours, you have to get enough sleep, which is around 8 hours. You have to eat, you have to relax a little bit. If you pack your day full with tasks, you will end up having too many write-off days because you are just so tired. I had this problem when I was younger, because we want to accomplish something, we want to do the things that matter to us, but a lot of us have too many things that actually matter, and we have to prioritize the most important things in our life. There is no productivity system, no calendar app, no note-taking app. There is no app or system that can fix the fact that you only have 24 hours every single day. And the most important thing we can do for our productivity and for our general well-being is to prioritize, is to take care of ourselves. We can't work 12 to 16 hours every single day. You will just end up getting burnt out. And there may be some people that can accomplish having 10, 11, 12 hours, but most of us need longer breaks. Most of us need to take time to ourselves to relax, and it is so important, because no matter what you are doing in your life, what your goals are, what you want to accomplish, it is a marathon, not a sprint. And if you sprint for too long, you won't be able to reach the finish line. That's why we need to take breaks, even though we don't want to. I had to learn this the hard way, that I need to take breaks and take these write-off days every single time I am tired. I could choose to push through it, but in the long run, that would end up actually damaging my whole productivity. So these write-off days, these days to relax, these hours you choose to relax every single day, whether that's 2, 3, 4 hours, that's totally up to you. And it is dependent on who you are and how much energy you have. But it is really important to relax and not be quote unquote productive and going through a task list, going through your work tasks and coming closer to achieving your goals. So that is the first thing. The second thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that when we feel overwhelmed, when we have these write-off days, or even when we feel a little burnt out and we are tired, some of us, me included, tend to change productivity apps. For example, when your calendar is complete chaos, when your to-do list app is a complete chaos, instead of actually taking a break and maybe even cutting down some of the tasks and prioritizing. I know that it might not be possible for everyone, but most of us have the possibility to actually cut down our to-do list. Instead of doing that, we tend to change productivity apps, because we believe that if I go to this app, everything will become better. I will become more productive. And the second reason is because we sort of need a fresh start because of all of the things that have gathered up. And instead of cleaning out our calendar app, our to-do list, our note-taking app, it is much easier to just start fresh in a new app. But our calendar apps, our productivity apps, they will become a little chaotic because our brains, our lives are a little bit chaotic, especially in these days with all of the information, all of the things coming in. We can be contacted at any time. There is so many things to think about. Our brain is a little bit chaotic, and therefore our productivity apps should be a little bit chaotic as well. And sometimes, just like when we need to relax and we need to sort out our minds, we need to take a moment, whether that's 4 hours, 1 hour every single week, or a couple of hours in a month, or whatever it is. We need to take that time to actually clean out our productivity apps, to organize things, and to sort of, just like clearing our mind, clearing our productivity apps, instead of changing an app, because a change in your apps won't solve the real problem. A fresh start like that, like jumping to a new to-do list app and starting fresh, is basically just a band-aid for the real problem, because the real problem is the fact that you don't relax enough, or you don't spend enough time actually prioritizing your tasks, or you don't spend enough time actually sorting out all of the things that you have to do. That is the real problem. And I would say that it is much more important to deal with that problem instead of trying to save yourself by changing apps. You have to learn a new app, you have to spend time procrastinating instead of working on learning the new app. And just in general, it makes being productive a lot harder if we constantly change apps when we feel overwhelmed. And if this has happened to you several times, the problem is probably the fact that you are feeling overwhelmed and not necessarily the productivity apps. Most productivity apps on the market today can do everything you need it to do. It's just about finding the one that you feel comfortable with. You don't need every feature. You don't need to customize it to work perfectly, because that will never happen. You just need to find one that you are comfortable with. And instead of spending time learning a new app every single month or every couple of months, I would say that you should rather spend that time clearing your mind, relaxing, and learning to prioritize your tasks. And it is much easier said than done. I know that, because I am terrible at prioritizing. I want to do everything all of the time, and I keep ending up burnt out. But I've learned from my mistakes, and as usual, these are just my personal thoughts. I do this daily reflection video. I should probably call it weekly reflection, because I do it weekly, where I just reflect upon the things that have happened this week, and I try to share my thoughts on them. If you enjoyed this video, please do leave a like, subscribe, and remember that you are amazing. And no matter how hard things are right now, no matter how hard and chaotic things are, it will become better, and you are incredibly strong, and you are productive, and you will accomplish everything you want to. It is just the fact that it is a marathon and not a sprint, and we need to learn to be more patient. Thank you so much for watching today's video.